Hi guys, my name's Damien Richardson and I'm running for the Upper House region of Northern Metropolitan in the upcoming state election on November 26. I am running for the Freedom Party of Victoria, and I'm running as a big part of our platform is to make sure that we keep our freedoms and maintain our freedoms. There's been a lot of talk around about a digital ID and the degrading of our currency, that we won't need a currency anymore. And as a matter of fact, the federal parliament in Australia have already had a conference, and they've gotten together and to trial run a digital currency. And Australia's trialled it with a couple of other countries as well. So it is a reality. And it's a reality that I think we need to have a conversation about. And we need to have a conversation, obviously, clearly the best place to do that is in the parliament, because there is a digital ID in operation in China. And it seems to me, and we saw this throughout the pandemic, where we don't really have personal liberty anymore, as I would have experienced it, I would have expected to experience it in a Western democracy. It felt to me something totalitarian about the response to COVID. And I think that gives us an inkling of what we might expect in the future. It was enough for me to worry and want to ask questions. So I want to ask questions about the digital ID, because what it will be is a mechanism to control our every movement. And we know this because we've seen this. There's one in operation in China too. And if people step out of line, say the wrong thing, say something that's anti-government, like say, no thanks, I don't want to take your vaccine, suddenly there's jobs you can't go for. Suddenly your children are punished because there's schools that they are not allowed to go to. Is this the sort of society we want to enter into? I believe we are partway there. We've already halfway down the path of entering that sort of society. And if we're not allowed to talk about it, because that would be transgressing, I don't know, some faux morality that the government is telling us we have to believe in, then how are we ever going to begin to solve it? So I want to talk about the digital ID. And also, furthermore than that, I want to talk about carbon footprint, because I believe that's a way for them to impose a digital identity on us, is to determine our carbon footprint. Again, just like the pandemic, we're going to just do it for everybody's health, the health of the greater good. Even when it turned out now that so many people didn't get vaccinated and they were fine. They got COVID, nothing happened. Hardly anyone was affected by this virus. But now that's been memory hold. It doesn't even seem to matter anymore. Well, it does matter. A lot of people are still really angry about what happened to them through that period, and they should be. And they should be concerned as well as they are, because if they get away with this carbon credit system too, where they're going to track and trace our carbon footprint and tell us what we can do and what we can't do. There's already been legislation passed. If you enter a national park in Victoria and you go off the path that's codified for you in a national park, you will risk a fine. Now they'll know exactly what we're doing and where we're going, because that's what the digital ID is about. It's about tracking our every move, tracing everything we do. And to me, that is no path to liberty. And it's something really worth fighting for, our liberty. I think we've all found that out over the last 2 years. So please vote for me as your Upper House representative in the Northern Metropolitan region, so I can take this argument on your behalf to the government of the day.